the good guys always wear white shoes. They gloriously guard the Kelly green and gold uniforms, gradually brandishing bushy mustaches and sideburns, with the magic A''S blazoned on their chests to ward off such evil spirits as tigers, Oreos, White Sox, and Reds. Their thrilling, outlandish deeds will be forever chronicled in the great baseball annals under the name of the Oakland A's. But to those who knew them well, they will always be remembered as Memphis heroes. You know, there's a very thin line between reality and fiction, and the incredible 1972 baseball season seemed to hover in that gray, nebulous area that separates credibility from imagination. But despite their miracle finishes...
Hey there, everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and welcome to another presentation, Game 28 of our 1971 Oakland A's replay using Deep Drive Baseball. We're right about to get started. Played Game 1 of the doubleheader late last night, and we are about to play Game 2. It's going to be for the visiting Cleveland Indians. Is going to be Ted Ford in right field, Ted Eulander in left field, Vada Pinson in center field, batting third. Batting cleanup is Ray Fosse, the first baseman. Greg Nettles, the third baseman, batting fifth. Batting sixth is John Lowenstein, the second baseman. Ken Suarez, the catcher, batting seventh. Batting eighth is Jack Heidemann, the shortstop, and Ray Lamb, batting ninth, the pitcher. Lineup for the Oakland A's, 71 A's. They finished in first place. Bert Campanella is the shortstop, Joe Rudy batting second. In left field, Reggie Jackson batting third. In right field, Don Mincher, the first baseman. Batting fifth is Sal Bando, the third baseman. Batting sixth is Rick Monday, the center fielder. Gene Tenace batting seventh, the catcher. Batting eighth is Dick Green. And Chuck Dobson batting ninth, the pitcher. Here goes. The way you play Deep Drive Baseball is you count the red and the white, and then you may need the green. Let's see Ted Ford against Chuck Dobson. This is his first start as an A. All right, it's a 31 and a 4, and that is grounded to the second baseman. Green over to first. And we have one up and one down for Chuck Dobson, his first out as an Oakland A. All right, 20 and a 1, and that's going to be a defensive check. And it's an 82. 82 in the errors section. If he's a 3 shortstop and Campaneris is, he gets to that ball, throws him out at first, 2 down. Campaneris is a 3 shortstop. And now it's a 73 and a 2. That's another defensive check. And this one is again in the error section, 42. And 42 says 1 base error on the shortstop. So this time, Campaneris can't handle it, and he's charged with an error. Ray Fosse. And Vada Pinson, he's a 3A. -1 is a 2A. The catcher, Tenace. It's got nothing there, so we're going to try to roll. We need to roll really low. And a 17 may do it. We don't know. What did I say? Was it 2A? 2A on the 17. And he's going to, there's the throw down, and he is out. Vada Pinson. 2-4. And he's thrown out on that attempted steal by the catcher, Gene Tenace. All right, no runs, no hits, and an error. None left on base. It's going to be Ray Lamb, who had a 6-12 record with a 3.35 ERA in 160 innings. That's a pretty good ERA. We didn't ever roll for the wild pitch on that. Yeah, we did it. All right, here goes 98 and a 5, and that's chopped to the second baseman. John Lowenstein throws over to first and gets Campaneris by half a step. Joe Rudy's next with a 49 and a 0, and that's line and caught by Lowenstein. So Lowenstein seeing some action early on, a 0-6, and that's a deep drive off Reggie's bat. Reggie Jackson drives one to deep right center field, and that ball is going to be one hop off the wall for Reggie, and he's going to coast into second base with a 2-out double. Don Mincher, 23-3. That's a strikeout. No runs, one hit. The offense for the A's has been struggling lately. Ray Fosse with a 50. That's a deep drive off Fosse's card. And a 36, and that is a double. Pulled down the line into the corner. And Rudy gets it in to shortstop Campaneris. Craig Nettles with a 24-2, and that is a comebacker. Now this may, I have to check and see if he advances on this. It's a 1-3 comebacker with a runner on second. Runner on second, a batter thrown out, runners hold. Okay, John Lowenstein is up. It's a 35-7, and that's a fly ball right field. Ray Fosse, catcher, is not going to advance on that, so I'm not even going to check. And it's Kenny Suarez, 76-0. And that is line and caught by the first baseman Mincher, and that retires the side. No runs, one hit. Sal Banda leading it off against Ray Lamb. The pitch from the righty Ray Lamb. That's a 45-5. Is hit hard right at the second baseman Lowenstein over to first. One out. Rick Monday's next with a 56 and a little ground ball that gets through into left field for a base hit. So Monday actually into right field. So Monday's on at first. Gene Tenace. It was a 13-7. And that is a base on balls. So Tenace walks. First and second. Dick Green with a 50. That's a deep drive. And a 3 is going to be successful. Let's see, a 57. That's going to be pulled down the line into the left field corner. Scoring easily is Monday. Tenace is going to stop at third. Let me check one thing. Tenace he's blank. He's blank, so with the 1 out, I think I may get a question mark to see if I can score him. A double blank is a question mark. We're going to try to score Tenace on this. So he's being waved around, a 73. A 73 tells us to hold. Second and third, 1 out. Pitcher Dobson. Chuck Dobson. I was calling him Pat Dobson last night. All right, that's a 65, and that is ball 4. So Dobson walks, and this loads the bases. Infield's going to be in. Bert Campaneris with a 35 is an out, and an 8 is a fly ball right field. This may score a runner. What did I say it was? I said it was a 30. An 8 is a fly to right. And a fast runner at third base. Otherwise, let's see. Who's at third base? Gene Tenace. He's not fast. So we're going to try to score Gene Tenace. And that's a 78. I think he does not score again. 78. He does not score. He holds. So 2 outs. 1, 2. 2 outs, bases loaded for Joe Rudy. All right, here's the pitch to Joe Rudy. And that's a 72 and a 3, and that's a strikeout, and that retires the side. So it's going to be 1 hit, 2 hits, 1 run on 2 hits. The A's lead at 1-0. Jack Heidemann against Chuck Dobson in the top of the third. It's a 22. That's going to be a defensive check. And an 86. 86 is a comebacker to Dobson. And he's a 5. And he, wait a second. No, it's going to be a shortstop. And he's a 3. And that's going to be an error on Campaneris, his second error of the game. Ray Lamb is next. Ray Lamb is going to squirt a bunt. 84 and a 6 is going to be a ground ball out. This is going to be a good bunt. And let's see the result of that's a 4. Defensive manager can attempt the lead runner. Lead runner is Heidemann. And Heidemann is, yeah, I'm not going to attempt that. I'm just going to, so it's a good, to the catcher, a 2-4 sacrifice. Over to second goes Heidemann. I'm not worry too much about that. Rack my brains. If Heidemann was really slow, then I would try to throw him out at second base, but he is not. So, next batter, Ted Ford. Here's the pitch. It's a 32 and an 8, and that's a flat to right. And now it's Chuck Dobson with 2 outs to Ted Eulander, and a 46 and an 8. And that is a fly to left. Rudy towards the line, settles under it, and makes the catch. No runs, no hits. So who's leading it off for us? Reggie Jackson. Reginald Martinez Jackson with a 51, and that's going to be a deep drive for Jackson. And that ball is gone. Reggie Jackson unloads his second home run in 2 games and his second of the season. It's a no-doubter for Mr. October. Mincher with a 38. And that's a pop-up to the first baseman for out number 1. Sal Bando's up next. 31 and a 0. That's line and caught by the shortstop, Heidemann. And it's Rick Monday. Rick Monday was 65, and he walks. On at first, Gene Tenace. 75 and a 4, and that is a defensive check. And a, what is that? Oh, a 0-6. That's going to take us into the range area. And it's a 15 on the range area. And that's going to be a little ground ball past the first baseman. The first baseman is Fossey, and no way he is a great first baseman. There's just no way. No, he's a 2. Okay. So that's going to send Monday to third. First and third, 2 outs. 2-0 A's. And that's going to bring up Dick Green. Here's the pitch. That's a 37 and a 4, and that is a ground ball to the third baseman. Over to first, and that retires the side. 1 hit, 1 run, 2 hits, and we go top of the 4th. Beta Pinson leading it off against Chuck Dobson. Chuck Dobson, 3.81 ERA, 15 and 5. 32 and an 8, and that is a fly to left. Joe Rudy in left center field, and he makes the catch. Ray Fossey's next with a 34 and an 8. It's a fly to right this time. This is Reggie out there. He makes the catch, and now it's Nettles. 96 and a 2. And that's a ground ball to the first baseman, Mincher, and he'll take it himself. No runs, no hits. Now we're going to go and see if we can input some data here to start the game off. It's going to be Ford, 4363. All right, then it was 4. I'm putting some data real quick here just to kind of do this as I play rather than doing it at the end. It's a little bit easier. 189. And there was 1-3 on the grounder. Where were we? And then on the bottom of the second, it was a ground out and a single. Monday singled. That was a walk to Tenace in the bottom of the second. RBI double. And another walk to the pitcher Dobson. That was a 9 and a K. And at the top, it was an E6 again, the second error for Campaneris. A sacrifice. And a 9 and a 7. And it was a leadoff home run for Reginald Martinez Jackson in the bottom of the third. It was 3, 6, a walk and a single. And then it was a 5-3 put out by Green. And at the top of the fourth, it was a 7-9 and a 3U. 7, 9, and 3U. And that's it. We're at the bottom of the fourth. It's going to be Chuck Dobson against Ray Lamb. That's a 24 and a 3, and that's grounded to the third baseman. Greg Nettles throw to first in time. Bert Campaneris with a 6-19, it looks like. And that's going to be an out, line caught by the third baseman Nettles. 2 out. And it's a 3, 4, and a 5, and that is ripped to the second baseman. Lowenstein over to first, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down, go top of the fifth, 2-0 A's. Greg Nettles made the last out, so leading us off is John Lowenstein. Here's the pitch from Dobson. That's a 36 and an 8. It's a fly to left. Joe Rudy on the run in the gap and runs it down. Joe Rudy got a good jump on that ball. Kenny Suarez with the 92 and a 6, and that's ripped to the shortstop. Scoops it, fires the first, and in time, 2 out. Jack Heidemann with a 65, and that's a base on balls. So Heidemann walks. Pitcher's up, Ray Lamb. That's a 32 and a 0, and that is a strikeout. No runs, no hits. They leave 1 to walk. Bottom of the fifth, Reggie Jackson's coming up. The A's are up 2-0. 1971 replay using deep drive baseball. Whoa. That's a 69, and that's a strikeout. So Jackson down swinging. Big cut for Jackson. That's a 58, and that is line base hit for Mincher. Mincher's on with a single. He's 1 for 3 today. Sal Bando's next. Going to roll a 20-sided die. See if there's a wild pitch. There's nothing there. That's a 92 and a 5, and that's a ground ball second base. Flip to the shortstop. Over to first. Not in time. Fielder's choice. So Bando's on at first. Rick Monday, and that's an 84 and a 2, and that's a comebacker. Throws out Monday, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We are at the top of the sixth. Top of the order, Ford. That's a 24 and a 2, and that is a comebacker. And Dobson off the mound, picks it up, throws to first. Ulander. 76 and a 3 is a slow ground ball to the third baseman Bendo, who charges, picks it up barehanded, fires the first, and oh, they just get Ulander by half a step at third base. Veda Pinson, 94 and a 5, and that's a hard hit ground ball at second baseman Green to his left, and throws him out. 3 up, 3 down. Go to the bottom of the 6th. Gene Tenace leading it off with a 32, and that's going to be a defensive check. 75. See what that says. Ground ball, third baseman. Let's see what kind of rating. Nettles should be a pretty good rating. He's a 5, so he's going to make a diving play. Gets up, back on his feet, fires the first hand. Gets Gene Tenace at first. Web gem. Dick Green with a 52, and that's going to be line base hit center field. Played on a hop by the center fielder Veda Pinson. All right. So we're going to get a bunt attempt. Let's try to throw that wild pitch. No, we don't get it. Let's look at a bunt attempt. It's a 0-4, so that's going to be a deep drive bunt attempt. This could turn into a base hit. Let's take a quick peek. So deep dive result from batted card pop out. So it is a pop out. Runner is doubled up. So let's use the 4. It's going to be a 4 is the first baseman, so say 3-6. We'll say it's a 3-6-4 double play. 3-6-4 double play. On a pop-up bunt. No runs, 1 hit. We go top of the 7th. Ray Fosse's leading it off. It's a 93 and a 9. That's a fly ball. On the run is Monday and tracks it down. Greg Nettles, 18. That's a strikeout. Nettles down swinging. 2 outs, and John Lowenstein. Pitch to Lowenstein, a 24 and a 9. That's going to be a defensive check. And a 0-8 is going to be range check. And a 38, range check 38. And he's a 4, so that's a hard hit ground ball at the third baseman. Up with it, fires the first, and in time. Great play by Bando. And let's just double check that. That was a 38. Yep, third baseman. All right. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Let's check on Dobson and Lamb. Lamb can go 10, so he's gone 6, give up a run 7. And that's 10, and he can go 10, so that's going to be it. We're going to get a new pitcher for the Cleveland Indians. Take a look who we can bring in here. All right, let's input some data. It was a 5. What's that? So it looks like a 5-3 there. Let me do some housekeeping. L5. Then a 4-3. That took us to the top of the 5th. 1-3. Top of the 5th was 760 walk. And a K for Lamb. And then it was Jackson leading off. He struck out. Single, K. Single, 4-6. And there was a 1-3 for Monday. And then in the top of the 6th, 1-3, 5-3, 4-3. The bottom of the 6th was 5-3 single and a double play. And then the double play was what, a 3-6-4? I don't think I have that. 3-6-4. Close enough. There you go. Fosse's up. 8K53. And then we're going to need a new pitcher. Let's see who it's going to be. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, the A's lead at 2-0. The A's have fallen to second place. They're 16-11. And it's going to be, going to bring in Mingori if we can find them. It's a drag. It's probably at the other side. All right, Mingori. There he is, Steve Mingori. He's coming in. He can go 1. All right, here's the pitch to Campaneris. Bottom of the 7th. 3-9 and a 7, and that is a shallow fly to left field. Racing in is the left fielder, Eulander. He gets there. All right, 1 up, 1 down. Joe Rudy's next. 2-0, bottom of the 7th. A's are up 16, and that is a strikeout. So Rudy down swinging. He's 0 for 4 on the day with 2 Ks. Reggie Jackson. It's a 48 and a 4, and that is chopped to second base. He better hurry. And the throw from Lowenstein just gets Jackson. That retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. Go to top of the 7th. Dobson can probably go here. Dobson's pitching a shutout. So K4-3. And it's going to be Dobson who's pitching a shutout against Suarez. Suarez, Heidemann, and then the pitcher spot. We'll probably see a pinch hitter. That's going to be line and caught by the shortstop. One up, 1 down. Heidemann is next. Jack Heidemann with a 75 and a 2, and that's going to be a defensive check. And a 15 is going to take us to range. It's a range on Oakland. Let's see if they can get there. 98. Ooh, it's a tough one. It's a high number, and towards the 98 is going to be right field, and Jackson is a 3 or 4. Either one is going to drop in there in front of Jackson, so he kind of didn't get a good jump on that ball. And this is going to bring us a pinch hitter. And then let's see. We'll worry about the pitcher later. Roy Foster's going to pinch hit. And here goes. We're going to roll that 20-sided die to see if we get a 1. We don't. It's a 93 and a 7. That's a fly ball right field. Jackson under it. It's off the pitcher card, so it didn't really matter that Foster wasn't. I didn't pop Foster in there. It's off the pitcher card. All right, so Ted Ford now with 1 on and 2 out. And that's going to be a 32 and a 3, and that is chopped to third. Bando fires to first in time. That retires the side. No runs, 1 hit. New pitcher for the Indians. So that's going to be an L6 and a single. And then it was a pinch hitter, Roy Foster. And he flies out to right, and it was a ground ball, third base. All right. We're going to get a new pitcher now for the – we're going to bring in Austin. I don't know why I got 2 flies in here. I have no idea. When I didn't even open. All right. Who is it? Pitcher Rick Austin. I may have called him Roy Austin. It's Rick Austin. There he is. Okay, Rick Austin against Mincher. Here's the pitch. And that's a 0-3. That's a deep drive. And that ball is gone. Don Mincher, the hole one, drives it deep to right field. Back goes the right fielder for it to the track to the wall. That's out of here. Don Mincher connects. Makes it a 3-0 lead. Sal Bando's next. That's a 10, and that's line base hit for Bando. He's on at first. Rick Munn's next. Nothing, and that's a 30 and a 2, and that is a strikeout. 1 out. Gene Tenace. And it's a 77 and a 2, and a 77 is a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Rick Austin. And it's Dickie Green with a 12, a 69er. That's a base on balls. Pitcher spot, we're going to let Dobson go because he is pitching. That's 3, 8, that's 11. He can go only 11. Huh. So he's gone 11 already. Actually, I let him, you know what? We can still let him pitch. Doesn't mean he can't go. Okay, we're going to let him bat. That's going to be an 83 and a 3, and that's going to be a strikeout. And that retires the side. Dobson's going to be fatigued in the 9th. So he's going to be fatigued in the 9th against Ulander. See if we can get this shutout. Let's see how many hits he's allowed. He's allowed 1 there. But we got a couple of pitchers warming up in the bullpen. Oh, we've got our 2-hitter going. Wow. All right, we try to pitch a 2-hitter. Ted Ulander's up. But remember, he's fatigued now. Because he went 3, plus he went 8. Did he retire? If he retired, no, he never retired 3 consecutive innings with no runs allowed, no runners allowed to get a +1. Should get a +1 for pitching a shutout. But I can make that a home rule if I wanted to. But no, he'll just pitch fatigued. Here goes. That's a 60, and that's going to be a 10, and a 10 is going to be a little ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. So Ulander leads off with a hit. Next is Veda Pinson. That's a 13, and that is line base hit. Stopping at second, down by 3 runs, is Ulander, first and second. And that's going to be it for Dobson. This is his first start. So Mincher homered, made it 3-0 in the bottom of the 8th. It was a single KK walk. And then it was a strikeout on Dobson. All right, so here in the top, we're going to bring in, who's up? Ray Fosse. Do I have a lefty coming up eventually? Greg Nettles. So I'm going to bring in Paul Lindblad. He's right about to get traded. 3 or 4 days away from being traded, so I want to use him. And he gets traded to the Washington for Mike Epstein. So Lindblad is coming in. Ulander just back-to-back singles. And it's Ray Fosse against Paul Lindblad. Here goes. And that is going to be a 38 and a 0. That's a line. Let's see if this can be turned into a double play. And it won't be. Line to the second baseman, L4. Hit it right on the screws, but right at Green, who timed his lead perfectly. And 1 out. 3-0 A's here in the top of the 9th. First and second. Greg Nettles with a lot of power. He had 28 home runs. And that is going to be a 63. 63 is a strikeout. Paul Lindblad, huge. And now it's John Lowenstein. Lowenstein's going to be a disadvantage, so we're going to bring in a pinch hitter for Lowenstein. So Nettles strikes out for out number 2. Tying run is at the plate. And we are going to bring in a pinch hitter for Lowenstein because he doesn't really bat against. Going to bring in a guy named Hinton. There he is, Chuck Hinton. And he's the second hitter, so going to be Hinton, pinch hitter, right there. Oh, wait. Put him in the wrong spot. All right, here goes. Paul Lindblad versus the tying run at the plate in Hinton. See what kind of power Hinton has. Hinton has, he has pretty good power. And he's a right-handed. He shouldn't bat against righties. He's batting against a lefty here. So I just want to see one thing in the rules, because he's a right-handed specialist. I'm wondering if he gets an advantage. Right-handed specialist. Batter advantage exists if a left-handed specialist faces a right-handed specialist. A right-handed specialist faces a left-handed specialist pitcher. So Paul Lindblad would have to be a specialist, and he is not. All right, so here's the pitch to Hinton. It's a 13. It's an 89, and that is a deep drive to right field. Back goes Jackson to the wall, to the track. His back up against the track, makes the catch, and that's the ball game. So Lindblad picks up a save. A win is for Dobson, and the A's hold on to the shutout. That was a fun game. No runs, 2 hits in the 9th. Exciting all the way. And he flies one deep to right field. And that's the ball game. Let me just check, make sure before I click on the last out, make sure everybody's in place. 3 pitchers for the Indians, 2 pitchers for the A's. Clinton pinch hit there for Lowenstein. And it's all good. There's a deep fly to right field. Jackson made the catch at the warning track. He went the opposite way with it, and that's it. So Chuck Dobson, 1-0, gets the win. He's going to be the MVP. Ray Lamb gets the loss. He's 0-2. Paul Lindblad picks up his 3rd save. The A's are now 17-11. Let's quickly look at the box score. It was the Indians, no runs, 4 hits, no errors. The A's, 3 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. For the A's, there was a couple of 3 players who had 2 hits. It was Jackson, Mincher, and Green. Jackson raised his average over 300. Mincher's batting 355, and then Green is struggling at 180. Dobson, his first start as an A's player, went 8 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, faced 28 batters. So this is CP Cards and Dice. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys soon. John Clausen. Hey there, buddy.